It's a privilege to welcome you all to this valedictory ceremony of the 7th edition of International Day of Yoga, organized in the school in the joint collaboration of Department of Yoga and Department of Civil Defense of the school.
Connectivity issue.
Yoga is one of the greatest gifts of India to the world. Everyone speaks about global peace, universal unity, etc., etc. But the greatest question arises here, can anyone find peace outside if he himself is not peaceful? Can we bring unity in the society if we cannot bring unity in our body and mind? And yoga does this work superbly in this area. Recognizing this universal appeal of yoga, on 11th December 2014, the United Nations proclaimed 21st June as the International Day of Yoga. And from that year, we at DAV Pokhariput have been celebrating this day in complete unison with the nation and the globe. The theme for 2021 is Yoga for Well-being, and yoga for well-being has become even more crucial as COVID-19 pandemic continues to finish lives and livelihoods of the people globally. As all of you know, to create awareness this year, DAV Pokhariput have not only practicing yoga every morning under the guidance of yoga teacher, Madam Rajalakshmi Tripathi, but also conducted many informative and interesting competitions for all the students. And on this valedictory ceremony, we are fortunate to have with us a practical man who lived yoga as his life. But before we listen to our guests, it's a pleasure to listen to our beloved principal ma'am, who as a real mother understands our needs all the time and leads us in the way that always proves blessings for all of us. So I request our esteemed principal ma'am, Dr. Sujata, not only utter words of blessings for us, but also formally welcome our guests to this valedictory ceremony. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, Shashank. Swamiji, on behalf of the entire DAV family, my pranam to you. And I'm very fortunate that you have accepted our request to address my students. Today is a very important day for all of us as we are observing the 7th edition of International Yoga Day. In the morning, we had a session, inaugural session, and it was a week-long practice which we have been organizing, and many of our students, parents, and even grandparents also participated in this event. Today, it is the culmination day, and we are very, very fortunate to have Swamiji with us, who is going to take all of us to a very, very blissful and soulful yoga session. And I hope after listening to Swami Sadanand Ji, we hope we will be blessed and we will be more motivated to do these pranayams, the breathing techniques, exercises, or practice yoga on a regular basis. Unfortunately, because of this pandemic, the schools are closed and we are not able to have a regular practice the way we used to do during the offline classes. But anyhow, in this online also, we have tried our best to keep our students motivated to practice yoga. Dear children, as I was telling you in the morning, yoga is a part and parcel of our life. If we really want to remain healthy, if we really want to remain stress-free, if we really want to remain attentive and increase our memory, the yoga is one such practice which will help us to sail our life smoothly. I don't want to be between Swami Sadanand Ji and you all children. I know, like me, all of you are also eagerly waiting to listen to Swami Ji, to his words of wisdom, his words of advice, and his guidance to keep ourselves healthy, fit, and fine during this pandemic time. Not only during this pandemic time, but for always. So I will not take much of your time. With sincere namaskar once again to Swamiji on behalf of my entire DAV family of parents, teachers, and students, I extend a warm and red carpet welcome to you, Ji. And I hope my children definitely listen and be inspired by your words. Namaskar, Swami, and welcome to the session.
Thank you, ma'am, for inspiring us with your words as always, and also extending a hearty and red carpet welcome to our honorable guest. As ma'am has mentioned, we'll really be blessed after listening to Swamiji. And now I feel deeply pleased to introduce our guests to our audience. Our esteemed guest, Swami Sadanandji, is a sannyasi at Chinmay Mission. As all of you know, Chinmay Mission is a worldwide spiritual organization that promotes study of Gita and Upanishads, spreading the message of Vedanta. And as Swamiji is here, I personally want to mention I am one of the greatest fans of Upanishad Ganga, a TV serial produced by Chinmay Mission. And it was so painful when I missed a single episode. And our honorable guest, Swami Sadanandji, is stationed at Bhubaneswar Center and presently is the regional head of Chinmay Mission of Odisha State. Swamiji takes regular classes on Gita and Upanishads for people. He's very popular among the people through his OTV program, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. And we are really fortunate that we have got Swamiji with us today to guide us on the importance of yoga in day-to-day life. I now request Swamiji to kindly address all of us who are eagerly waiting for his talk. Sir, please, Swamiji, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Respected Principal Ma'am and the dignitary, the faculties present in this session, and my dear children. A very good greetings to all of you on this auspicious day of International Day of Yoga. Yoga, the word, the meaning is very vast. But in today's world, we think yoga means certain exercises, either physical or physiological, certain asanas and pranayamas. But that is not the entire meaning of yoga. Yoga is a Sanskrit word which comes from the root yuj. Yuj means to unite. As a student, you all know, unless I'm united always with my goal, my destination, my target, I can never be successful in life. When we talk of yoga means uniting, we have two things. My mind is one thing, and my mind has to be united with the goal I have selected for myself at this present moment. As a student, your goal is to achieve success in exams, in studies. Suppose those who are working, their goal is to earn more money. Suppose somebody is a family man, the mother of the house. Her goal is how to have good relationship with the entire family with love and affection. The political leader, his goal is how to achieve more and more power. So we see the entire human being has got three goals. One is the money, and the second is the relationship, and the third one is we call name and fame. But out of these three, everybody has one common goal, that is happiness, that is joy. From child to old, everybody, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, race, whatever. If I have a mind, I want to be happy. If nothing is available to be happy, I go to sleep. Because while sleeping, everybody, every being, not only human being, every being, they feel very, very happy. So everybody's common goal, one goal is how to gain happiness, how to be happy. But dear students, have you thought of how to be happy? This happiness is a subject. Just like you have physical laws in the physical world, you have chemical laws in the chemical world, you have biological laws both in the field of botany and zoology in the biological world. Also, we have psychological laws in the field of psychology. Everybody, one of us, has got the psyche, means the mind. Logy means the science. Systematic study of psyche, systematic study of mind, what a mind is, how the mind functions, that is known as psychology. Even though you are not a student of psychology, but every day, from day in to day out, we all utilize our mind. And the happiness is a subject of the mind. Some people think by eating good foods, I can be happy. Some people think by wearing costly dresses, I can be happy. Some people think being friends, I can be happy. Listening music, I can be happy. Seeing beautiful natures, I can be happy. Getting more marks, I can be happy. Playing with the friends, I can be happy. Having fun, I can be happy. With my nears and dears, I can be happy. And being honored in the school, I can be happy. So many ways are there to be happy. But what is the mechanism of happiness? How we can be happy? So the rishis, the inner scientist is known as rishis. In Sanskrit, the rishi words means one who do research, they are known as rishi. Rishyati pashyati. The discoverers, the inventors, the scientists are known as rishis. So the inner scientist, which we call in Sanskrit the rishis, they have discovered this. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said, a question is asked. Bhagavan, Lord Krishna asked a question to Arjuna. Arjuna, can anybody be happy if he is disturbed with it? Asantasya kuta sukham. If a person is disturbed, if you are disturbed with it, can you be happy? This is the finding of the rishis, the ancient rishis. They say when the mind is calm, we experience joy. When mind is disturbed, we experience sorrow. So the state of mind has two states. Either mind can be peaceful or mind can be disturbed. And the experience are two, either sorrow or joy. Either you are happy or unhappy. And that's the intimate relationship between these two. You all can observe your mind. Tomorrow onwards, you can discover. If you ask yourself, you will agree with me. The moment you are happy, your mind is peaceful. The moment you are unhappy, your mind is disturbed, or vice versa. When mind is peaceful, you are happy. When mind is disturbed, you are unhappy. Therefore, in deep sleep, where mind is utterly peaceful, everyone, whether rich or poor, innocent or intelligent, everybody, while at sleep, we experience maximum amount of joy. Why? Because during sleep, our mind is peaceful to the maximum. So when mind is peaceful, you experience happiness. When mind is disturbed, you experience sorrow. But unfortunately, we try to achieve more and more success. We try to earn more and more money. Or else, we try to procure the things which can make me happy. But we have never thought of whether my mind is peaceful or my mind is disturbed. And you say, Swamiji, by doing yoga, mind can be peaceful. By doing meditation, mind can be peaceful. By devotion, mind can be peaceful. By visiting different places, sacred places, mind can be peaceful. So these methods, we call so many spiritual methods are there. By adopting those methods, mind can be peaceful. But dear friends, that is wrong. You cannot make your mind peaceful. Please note, you cannot make your mind peaceful. Mind remains peaceful. You cannot make. By closing the eyes, you cannot make mind peaceful. By breathing, you cannot make mind peaceful. Mind remains peaceful. Just like I eat food, then the food get digested. I cannot digest the food. The system is digesting the food. Only I can eat. I can take a bite. I can chew it. I can swallow it. Then my job is over. Then my system, the digestive system takes care of it. The nature takes care of it. Then the food get digested. In the same way, you cannot make your mind peaceful. Please understand. Then how the mind is peaceful? Then rishis they discover. They go for research. What is their finding? They found if the mind is positive, then mind remains peaceful. If mind is negative, mind is disturbed. So positive mind is a peaceful mind. Negative mind is a restless mind. If you have anger, it is a negative mind. You are disturbed. Your kindness, positive mind, you are peaceful. Compassion, positive mind, you are peaceful. Love, positive mind, you are peaceful. Forgiving, positive mind, you are peaceful. So the mind is positive, mind remains calm. The mind is negative, mind becomes restless. So this is the connection. This is the yoga. Positive mind is a peaceful mind, is a happy mind. This is the connectivity. Positive mind, peaceful mind, happy mind. Negative mind, restless mind, unhappy mind. What can you and me do? We can make our mind positive or negative. Human being has this freedom. Every human being has this capacity of their own. I can make my mind positive or I can make my mind negative. Nobody else outside me can make my mind positive or negative unless I give it a chance. Gita says, Uddharet atmanatmanam, no atmanam avasadayet. You can make your mind positive. Never make your mind negative. And if you make your mind positive, you are the best friend of yours. If you make your mind negative, you are the worst enemy of yours. I am my friend and I am my enemy. If I make my mind positive, I am my friend. If I make my mind negative, I am my enemy. So a best friend is he who helps me to make my mind positive. Dear children, this is the age of friendship. You go for friendship and you say, he is my best friend. She is my best friend. But my dear students, do you know what a best friend is? Best friend means a good friend, a better friend, and a best friend. I am giving two examples of friendship of Mahabharata. Karna and Duryodhana, they were two friends. Krishna and Arjuna also, they are two friends, two pair of friends. This is the example. Can you tell me Karna and Duryodhana are the best friends? You say, yes, they are best friends. Because for Duryodhana, Karna led his life. And Krishna and Arjuna, yes, they are also best friends. No. There is a difference between a best friend and a close friend. To whom you call as a best friend, he or she might be your close friend. But if he or she helps you to make your mind positive, he is your good friend. And good friends, then better friend. And from better, a best friend. Because to be a best friend, first of all, he should be a good friend. He is a good friend of mine who makes me good. If he is a good friend of mine, he should not make me bad. He should not allow me to be bad. He should not help me in my badness. Badness means negative. Karna and Duryodhana, they helped each other to become more and more bad day by day. So they are not best friends. Please remember from today onwards. The friend of yours to whom you call my best friend, I'm asking again, is he your best friend or is he your close friend? ये आपका अंतरंग बंधु है और ये आपका उत्तम बंधु है, उत्तम मित्र. बेस्ट मीन्स उत्तम. अंतरंग हो सकता है, क्लोज हो सकता है, अगर he is the best. So he is the best friend who makes me to be positive in my life. Suppose you have a fight with your parents. You come to school and are very angry with your parents. Then you tell your friends, and your friend is a good friend, means he comes and he tells, "Arey, my dear, don't worry. Parents are so loving to us. They are so much caring for us. They are so much worried for us. You don't worry. I will talk to auntie. I will talk to uncle. I will make them explain. I will make them understand you. Don't worry." Because after all, they are our parents. They always think good for us. So while there is a negativity arising in my mind towards my parents, if my friend condemns that negativity and in that place creates a positive thoughts towards my parents, he's my good friend, he's my best friend. So Gita says, if you make your mind positive, you are your best friend. If you make your mind negative, you are your worst enemy. So we have the capacity to make our mind positive or to make our mind negative. So if yoga gives you the peacefulness of the mind, if yoga helps you how to gain peace of mind, that means yoga should help you to make your mind positive. If yoga never makes your mind positive, it can never make your mind peaceful. Please understand. By doing few exercises, your health might be good, but your mind will not be peaceful. By doing certain breathing exercises, your health might be good At this pandemic situations, your lungs should be healthy. To do breathing exercises. While doing breathing exercises, the efficacy of the lungs will increase, and you will have a protective lung, a good pair of lungs you will have. But yoga does not mean only physical postures or breathing exercises. Therefore, in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, the definition of yoga is said, yoga chitta vritti nirodha. That means yoga is that which makes my thoughts of my mind are positive. That is known as yoga. So yoga directly linked with the positivity of your mind. Yoga related with mind. Yoga never related with the body. Therefore, Swami Vivekananda says there are 4 types of yoga. One is karma yoga, second is bhakti yoga, the third is dhyana yoga, and the 4th is jnana yoga. Karma yoga means service, by doing good work. If your mind is positive, then you are doing yoga. Bhakti yoga means relationship, loving. By loving your parents, by loving your friends, by loving your teachers, by loving your country. If your mind is positive, then loving or keeping relationship is yoga. By meditating, by focusing your attention in a particular thing, making your mind calm, it enhances your positivity of the mind. Or by doing physical exercises, by playing games, by breathing exercises, if your mind is becoming positive, that is also yoga. While playing games, you have physical exercises, you have breathing exercises, also you have a spirit. Suppose a sportsman spirit. Even though I fail, I don't mind. So while playing a game, that helps to make my mind positive. So playing football also is a yoga. And by knowledge, by knowing certain things, by developing the power of understanding, if your knowledge makes your mind positive, that is also yoga known as jnana yoga. So by doing services, we can make our mind positive. By keeping healthy relationship, loving relationship, we can make our mind positive. By developing our understanding, by acquiring more and more knowledge, we can make our mind positive. And by physical exercises, by breathing exercises, by meditation, also we can make our mind positive. So yoga means all these put together, all these 4 put together is known as yoga. So what is the meaning of yoga as per Patanjali? That which makes my mind positive is yoga. A kind words, a little seva, a humble respect, a devotional appeal, a prayerful message. If it can make your mind positive, that is also yoga. Early in the morning you get up, you just close your eyes, think of your mother and father. Just think of them and tell to yourself, oh mama, oh my dear father. Yesterday was Father's Day. Thank you so much. Just say thank you so much. You are loving so much. You are giving me so much. Thank you. I'm grateful to you. I'm proud to be your child. I'm proud that God has given me such beautiful parents. Thank you. 5 minutes. If you think of your mother and father, then you open your eyes, the mind is positive. You have a lot of energy. That is called yoga. That is called meditation. That is the principle of meditation. While taking food, just ask, Mama, have you taken food? Daddy, have you taken food? While going to school, just say, Mama, bye, I'm going to school. Please take care of you. Always mommy says, please take care of you, beta, going to school, please take care of you. But we never say, mommy is alone at home. While going school, I also say, bye mama, please take care of you. If these kind words, loving words with emotions makes your mind positive, that is called devotion. That is also yoga. Coming back at night, while eating food, make it a point. I will serve my mother because she is serving everybody. But while she is eating, nobody is serving. I will serve her little. Mama, please give me a chance to serve. Daddy, please give me a chance to serve you. At least a glass of water I will give. Start from home. That is called karma yoga. If by serving my parents, make my mind positive, that is karma yoga. By remembering my parents, make my mind positive, that is dhyana yoga. By loving my parents, touching their feet, saying the kind words, caring for them, making my mind positive, that is bhakti yoga. And if you understand that, if you are in standard 4, or now I am seeing somebody standard 6, you can understand how much my mother go through the pains, how much my father go through the tensions, worries to give me good dress, to send me to the best school of the city. DAV is the best school in the city. And they take care of me everything. They fulfill all my needs. If you think how much they are doing for you, if you think, you try to understand what they do, why they do, try to think, understand. You demand, you expect, you don't try to understand them. You always complain, why my mother is angry? But you don't understand why your mother is angry. You ask, why my mother is angry? But you never try to understand why my mother is angry. Why is she is so much worried for me? Why? Ask. If you understand the worries behind the mother's love, if you understand the tension behind the mother's love, if you understand, then your mind towards your mother becomes positive. So understanding also makes our mind positive. That is called known as Jnana Yoga. Dear friends, if I know how to make my mind positive, if I know how to unite myself with my root means my parents. Also, I know how to unite with my country, my nation. Also, I know how to unite myself with the universe. Also, I know how to unite myself, all the beings of the universe. They are my brothers and sisters, whether it's a plant, whether it's animals, whether environment, I can unite with everybody. If the air is polluted, I am affected. You are uniting yourself with the air. If the water is polluted, I am affected. You are uniting yourself with the water. If the trees are cut, I am affected. You are uniting yourself with the trees. If the animals in the jungles are disturbed, I am affected. You are uniting yourself with the animals. If the people around me are poor, I am affected. If the people around me are suffering, I am affected. If the people around me are quarreling, I am affected. That means you are uniting yourself with the society. This is the meaning of yoga. Starting from oneself and expanding the circle to my family, from my family to my society, from my society to my nation, from my nation to the entire creation. And that unseen power, who is uniting all of us together under one umbrella, that common denominator, that center of entire universe, we spiritually call it as God. God means G-O-D. OD. G stands for generator. O stands for organizer. And D stands for destroyer. Every moment, something in the entire universe is being created. Who is that behind? Because of which everything is created. What is that principle that keeps everything in its organized manner? All the laws are governed. Who is that governor? And every moment, everything is going back, merging back into the universe. Just like in the ocean, the waves are rising and going up and again merging back into the ocean. That supreme reality, that supreme truth, we call in spiritually God. If you believe God, well and good. If you don't believe God, well and good. Believe in universality. Believe in universal unity. So if I am connected with the universe, that is the highest yoga we can achieve ever. So dear friends, in today's yoga day, my appeal will be, can I be united within? Within means my speech, my thinking, and my behavior. Can all three be united? If I think good, I should behave good, I should speak good. I should not be hypocrites. I should not be smart enough. अंदर कुछ है बाहर कुछ है, ये योग नहीं, ये वियोग हो गया, योग नहीं. Can I, if I united within, then I can unite everything with me. I myself can unite with the family, to the society, to the nation, and to the entire creation. Therefore, we say, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The entire world is nothing but one family. So when you think everybody is connected to me, and I am connected to everybody, everybody is my brothers and sisters. Veda says, Shrunumantu sarve amrutasya putraha. We all are the children of the Supreme. We all are the children of this universe. So we are brothers and sisters. Let us have fellow feeling. Let us have love with each other. Let us not fight. So while we are from one family, we should help each other. We should not harm each other. Let us cooperate with your friends. Let us not compete with your friends. If you are competing with your friend, then you are not doing yoga. If you are cooperating with your friend, you are doing yoga. Yoga is not simple closing one nose and doing breathing exercise and my yoga is over. No. That is not yoga. That is not the meaning of yoga. Yoga means what I say. That is called yoga. Yoga means ultimately a positive mind. If you can achieve a positive mind, as per Swami Vivekananda, if you have a positive mind, you can make yourself good. If you can be good, definitely you can do good. And a person of yoga is only one motto is how to be good and how to do good. And in today, this is only a beginning. Not that today yoga started and today yoga ended. No. This is refreshing our memory, renewing our vigor. Every day, I should be more and more positive. If you can be positive, definitely you are following the path of yoga. And this is the message of India or Bharat, of our country, to the entire universe. Thank you. Thank you all the DAV. I sincerely thank you all from bottom of my heart. And dear Principal Madam, Rajalakshmi Madam, and Sasank Sir, and whoever is present in this gathering, again, I thank you all. Thank you. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, Swamiji, for your practical words from the world of yoga and Upanishads. But can we request you, Swamiji, that we have some students who have raised their hand for asking a few questions to you. So can we allow some students to ask a few questions in the...
You please read the questions with names, then I will give them answer.
We have got a student, Divyanshi Mohanty of 7B. she wants to put a question, whatever she thinks. So can we ask Divyanshi, please ask a question to Swamiji, whatever you have in your mind.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Yes, go ahead.
So I have a doubt that we all know that yoga helps in the maintaining our well-being of our physical and mental state. But does it also help in our character building?
Yes. So character is nothing but the quality of your mind. So the mind is nothing but the quality of your thought. So if you have a positive thought, positive mind, a positive mind means a positive character. So the yoga helps building up the mind. That was my point. Yoga helps building our mind. Just think of a beautiful bottle for dirty water. Or just think of a dirty bottle, a beautiful water. Both are wrong. If you have a beautiful bottle with a beautiful water. So the body is like a bottle. The mind is like the water. So if the mind is positive, then whatever I do, that is also positive. If my behaviors are positive, then my character is positive. So yoga helps character building. If yoga does not help character building, that is not yoga. That is not yoga. That is only physical exercises. You can call it vyayama, not yoga. It should help character building.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Divyanshi, for putting a beautiful question of character. Okay, now can I ask another question? The interested student here, Miss Anwesha Priyadarshini of Standard 8A. So, Anwesha, can you please ask your question to Swamiji?
Yes, sir. Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste.
Yes, I had a question that while sitting in online class for long hours, after some time we notice that our back starts paining. So can you please suggest the name of some asanas which can reduce our back pain?
Back means suppose you are focusing, you are sitting straight. Okay. So while having online classes, because any posture for a longer period of time will give you pain. So why can't, suppose I have my mobile at my hand. Suppose if you are using mobile, that is good. Suppose you are having mobile. You can walk and listen. What is wrong in that? We are sitting. You can walk and listen. Because while walking, your blood circulation will be there and you will be listening. And nowadays you have your earphone, you can have your earphone and you can walk also and you can listen also. And while looking towards one particular point, suppose this neck portion will have pain. So why not have this? You have this and you just you push up your hand and you just push down your neck. So by doing this your neck muscles will be exercised. Understood? This is how,
Yes, sir.
how not to have pain. See, there are three things. First is how not to have pain. Second one is if pain is there, then how to mitigate it. That is the thing. So my thing is how not to have pain.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Swamiji, for a very practical solution to Anwesha's question. I hope Anwesha got clarified to become active during learning online through online classes. And now, can I ask Prapti Mishra, Miss Prapti Mishra of class 6B, who has got also a question for Swamiji. Prapti, please ask your question.
Yes, sir. Hariam Swamiji, I am Prapti. I really enjoyed your pravachan. Swamiji told that mind is the source of happiness. Then how can we train our mind towards righteousness so that we can live happily?
Yes, I told you there are four yogas are there. One is karma yoga, second is bhakti yoga, third is jnana yoga, and fourth is jnana yoga. So by doing little service every day, start your home. You start do some seva, some service to your parents. That
Swamiji,
makes
if
and try to have healthy relationship with your parents. Try to love the father and mother. Try to be forgiving for father and mother. Try to be devoted to father and mother. That is called Bhakti Yoga. Your mind will be positive. Understood? And then Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga means try to understand your mother. Try to understand. Suppose the mother is angry, why he is angry? What is that behind the anger? Two people, they get angry. Our very close people, they get angry. Our enemy also, they get angry. Suppose I am given an option. In Mahabharata, Shakuni was smiling. And Mother Yashoda was always angry with Lord Krishna and tying the knot and beating the Krishna. Suppose I give an option. You opt the smile of Shakuni or anger of Yashoda. Answer. What do you prefer?
smile of Shakuni.
You prefer smile of Shakuni? A crooked person smiling? And behind the smile there is crookedness?
No, sir. No, Swamiji, I prefer anger of Yashoda.
Yes. So you know.
There is good for Krishna, Lord Krishna.
Yes, yes, yes. So the anger is visible, but behind the anger, so much of love. That means we understand. So sometimes we have to understand our parents. We have to understand our teacher. It is not what they are saying. It is not what they are doing. Why they are saying. Why they are doing. Intellect asks why. Mind asks what. So the why the apple is coming down, not going up. That is called intelligence. That is called knowledge. So if you try to analyze, why my mother is so much worried? Why my mother is after me? Pado. Why is she doing like that? Why? What prompts her? It is your emotion for me. It is your love for me. Then you will have all positivity towards your mother. So by understanding, the mind becomes positive. That is called Jnana Yoga. By loving, the mind becomes positive. That is Bhakti Yoga. By serving, the mind becomes positive. That is Karma Yoga. And by doing physical exercises or by meditating upon my parents, if I think of my mother, the mind is positive. If I think of my friend, I have a jealousy. That means the thinking of my mother makes my mind positive. That is Dhyana Yoga. So this is how makes our mind positive.
Swamiji, can you suggest us some books? Some books for us, some spiritual books, so that we can read.
Mind here. Now, you are in 7th standard?
No, 6th.
6th. Okay. So please read good story books, spiritual story books, and life history of great persons. Suppose stories by Rabindranath Tagore. Read the stories of Tagore, tales from Tagore. Okay. Story books.
Swamiji, I have also read Swami Chinmayananda stories. My grandmother reads for me first.
Yes. We have
For
so
me. My family is connected with Chinmaya Mission from such a long time.
Very good. Thank you. So story books, parables, tell me a story. So many stories, because this is the age of reads moral stories and life history of great persons, any field, life history. That gives you the inputs.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prapti, for so many beautiful questions. And Swamiji explained Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga so lucidly for our young minds. And you can even see a beautiful smile on the face of Prapti when she understood difference between negative smile of Shakuni and positive anger of Ma Yashoda. Thank you for that. We have Asmadea Mahapatra of 7D. Who wants to ask a question to Swamiji? Asmadhya, can you please put your question?
Yes, sir. Sir, namaskar, sir. Sir, I am Sir Asmadhya Mahapatra from Sir 7D. Sir, it's a sir blessing for me that today I am sir interacting with you. Sir, I have only a doubt that sir, how sir yoga helps in sir maintaining sir physical balance and mental balance equally.
Okay. Suppose, have you seen in mirror? Early in the morning, if you see your mirror, then while seeing mirror, you smile. So when you smile, the smile comes in the face also, and at the same time, mind is positive. Nobody can smile if the mind is negative. By getting angry with somebody, you cannot have a smiling face. So when mind is positive, that positivity of mind reflects through my body. So yoga means connecting with these two. Physically, if you are doing good, mentally also you should think good. Simple example. Coming to the school, or you are telling to the sir, good morning, sir. Suppose if you close the hands and say, namaste, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. When I close both the hands, when I say good morning outside, I should also feel good morning within. So what I do outside, if I feel inside, outside is body, inside is mind. So the body, mind is connected, united. Suppose if you touch your mother's feet, early in the morning, get up. The moment you get up from your bed, touch your mother's feet. Mama, I touch your feet. Bless me. When touching feet means it is not a mechanical work. Sincerely feel within, as if I am touching the God's feet. Because the mother is the God on earth. I am not touching a human being's feet. I am touching God's feet. I am touching mother means I am touching God. So whatever you do outside, you feel within. While eating food, please think. This food is given to me. Who has given this food? My mother has given this food. My father has purchased this food. Or the farmers of the country, they have produced this grain for me. The businessmen of my state, they have helped to bring those grains to reach me. So entire society is behind this one morsel of food. So if this food is going inside, that will create the energy. So my energy also will be for society. What I receive, to that I should give. Receiving and giving should be one. So while eating, please think and eat. While doing pranam, please think and do. While shake hand, please think and shake hand. While do namaste, good morning, please think and do. In this way, your body and mind will go together. And in one direction, not that body in another direction, mind in another direction. That is the meaning of yoga, bringing mind and body together.
Thank you, Swamiji, for telling all of us through Asmadhya's question how to bring mind and body together. We'll not take more questions except one. The last student to ask question, I can find Shreya of 7C. Shreya, can you put your last question, put the last question of the event today?
Yes, sir.
Shreya.
Pranam Swamiji. Your pravachan was very helpful and knowledgeable. Sir, but I have a question that how can we control our mind and body together at a time?
Okay, that's a very good question, of course. See, whatever your body is doing, try to bring mind there. If you are playing, play alone. If you are eating, eat alone. If you are watching TV, watch alone. If you are talking, talk alone. But we have a habit of doing something and thinking something else. That means we bifurcate both. While eating, we watch TV. That means the hand is eating and the eyes are seeing TV. The mind will go where? Please tell me. So whatever the hands are doing, bring the mind behind the hands. So this is the very simpler method of bringing the mind and body together. Understood?
Thank you, Shreya, for putting a very profound question, as Swamiji has mentioned at this young age. Also, thank you everyone for these beautiful
Shashank,
questions.
please take up one question of that Abhay. He had been raising hand for a long time. Abhay
Yeah.
did something for 9299.
I can see. Abhaydeep, let me see here. Abhaydeep, do you have a question? Abhaydeep?
Not there.
No. Roshan, do you have any question? You're raising your hand. Abhaydeep is
Yes.
not there.
Yes,
Roshan,
sir.
please ask.
The last question you can take it.
Yes, ma'am. Roshan, please ask.
Yes, sir. Sir, just suggest some asana for head back pain.
Oh, head
Sir,
back
here.
pain.
Sir, here.
See, for example, suppose if because your yoga teacher can teach you Surya Namaskar, I am telling you a simple thing. Suppose you raise both the hands like this, you can see me, and look up, look to the sky. Looking to the sky, raising both the hands, and go back. Backward stretching will make your end, because sitting long time is making your spinal cord little crumbled and your vertebra also not in the right posture. So do like this and look towards the sky, open sky, and go backward. This way that will relax your entire spinal cord and the vertebra column. Or else sleep in the bed and like snake, you raise your head. And at the same time, like a bow, Dhanurasana we call it. You raise your head and raise both the feet. Like this. This way, it will make your spinal cord relax and the vertebra also. But you have a yoga teacher, he will guide you every detail.
Thank you, Swamiji. And thank you, Roshan, for putting the last question and really a very practical answer from Swamiji. Swamiji, our school, we are deeply grateful for your valuable time and kindling the spirit of yoga in every one of us. And I also request all my dear children, parents, and colleagues to watch Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina program on OTV to take daily intake of spiritual wisdom from Swamiji. Thank you, Swamiji, for everything, all the things, great talk and clarifying all the doubts of our students. And now I also thank for this blissful moment our beloved principal ma'am, Dr. Sujata, for her vision and guiding the execution of the plan for celebration of International Day of Yoga in a detailed manner. I thank all our respected supervisors for their support. Heartfelt thanks to Rajalakshmi ma'am for being in the medium in bringing Swami Sadanandji to us. And big thanks to Civil Defense Department for complete plan for the organizing all the events. And teachers of Department of Art for aesthetic support. All the parents for their love and inspiring children to participate in the program. And all the children for the enthusiasm that made this program very sweet and memorable. And technical support team for bringing us together on this digital platform. And obviously, we thank all the support staff to make everything smooth here. Thank you, everyone. And we expect we'll all be happy and peaceful through positive thinking, yoga all the time. Thank you.
Thank you, Swami. Thank you, Swami. Thank you, Shashank.
Thank you.